up YouTube? It's Jono here. When I first started out in the kitchen, cooking steak was extremely daunting. It's not the cheapest ingredient, so I was always worried of screwing up a good piece of meat. If you're a beginner learning how to cook steak, the quickest and most simplest method would be pan searing. This was the method I learned when I first started out in the kitchen. So today I'm going to show you step by step how to cook a perfectly pan-seared steak every time. Let's go! For a perfect steak, make sure you get a good quality cut of beef. I've gone with the Scotch fillet, but other great steak cuts you can get include eye fillet, sirloin, T-bone and rump. Don't try buy the cheapest thing you can find. First time I tried cooking steak, I went to the supermarket and I bought the cheapest thing I could find, a chuck steak for $12 per kilo. I'm not saying that chuck steak is bad, it's just not appropriate for pan searing. What I ended up getting was a tough and chewy piece of steak. Not pleasant. So learn from my mistake. Choose a cut of meat that's appropriate for pan searing. Try get a piece of meat with a good thickness to it, preferably around 1 to 1.5 inches. One last thing you want to look for in a good steak is the marbling. These are the little streaks of fat which are interweaving through the meat. The more marbling a steak has, the more tender it will be. Okay, so now that we've got our piece of meat sorted, time to season it up. Rub both sides of the steak with olive oil and then generously season with salt and pepper. When you're cooking steak, always remember to remove the steak from the fridge 20 to 30 minutes before you actually cook it. This brings the meat up to room temperature, which will allow it to cook evenly. That's what helps it develop that beautiful brown crust while still staying nice and tender in the middle. Whew, that was a lot of steak info, and now it's finally time to cook the damn thing. So get a pan with a heavy bottom and preheat it over medium-high heat. A heavier pan means heat gets distributed more evenly, which gives the steak an amazing sear. Let it get smoking hot. To test, splash some water in the pan. Ooh, see that sizzle? It's getting hot in here, so it's time to put on your steak. Always lay the steak away from you. You don't want oil stains on your lovely t-shirt, do you? Once your steak is on the pan, just let it sit there and sizzle away. When I first started cooking, it was really tempting to play around with the tongs and move it around, but resist your urges. It's really important to keep flipping to a minimum. That allows the meat to get prolonged contact with the pan, which creates that beautiful brown crust. Just flip the steak every 2 minutes so that it cooks evenly on both sides. Don't forget to turn the steak on its side as well. You want to cook the fat out of the steak and get a crust on all sides. In cooking, we call this rendering down the fat. See how the fat's turned from transparent to a golden brown color? That's what we want to see. Okay, so now we've come to the hardest part of cooking steak, trying to figure out how long to cook the damn thing. Now, have you ever gone to a restaurant and ordered steak? If you have, you'll remember because your wallet probably got 10 times lighter. But when you order, the waiter will ask you, how would you like your steak done, sir, madam? What they're referring to is how thoroughly you want your steak cooked. Most people, including myself, like it medium rare, where it's still slightly pink in the middle, but it's up to you. I'm not your advisor. This steak is around 300 grams, so I'll probably cook this for 7 to 8 minutes for medium rare. But if you like it medium, go for around 8 to 9 minutes. Okay, so now I'm just going to do our final flip. Ooh la la, look at that sear. That's the golden brown crust we're looking for, guys. And now just to finish off our steak, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of butter at the end. This will just take your steak up to another level and give you that rich, buttery finish. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. So a little trick to test how well your steak is cooked is to join your finger with your thumb. So that's rare, and that's medium rare. And so just poke your palm and compare the softness with your meat. Once your steak is cooked, allow the steak to rest for 3 minutes. I know, it looks so damn mouth-watering. It's just sitting there going, eat me now. Talk about temptations. This is probably the hardest step to do, but it's also an important one. Letting the steak rest will allow the juices inside to soak back into the meat. If you cut it now, all those beautiful steak juices will come leaking out. You don't want that. When you're slicing steak, you always want to be cutting against the grain. The grains are generally going to be running horizontally across the meat, so you want to slice the meat vertically into the lovely thin strips. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Woohoo! Turned out well. That's what we're aiming for in a perfect steak, guys. Lovely brown crust on the outside, but slightly red, juicy, and tender on the inside. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's how you cook perfectly pan-seared steak every time. Thank you for watching. Subscribe down below if you want to see the next episode. Like and comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Anyways, I'm out.